This is a pretty simple introduction. The former drummer of Green Day, Raj Punjabi. Raj, how you doing, man? Welcome to the podcast. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me, man.
Of course,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Of course, absolutely. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come on and talk to me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So, Raj, did a little bit of research on you online. There's not a whole lot of info about you online. So
It must be all true because you saw it online.
well, there you go, right? But before I get to that, man, actually, where are you?
I'm in Oregon,
Oregon. Okay. What part?
Rainier, Oregon.
Nice. Okay. Very cool, man. Very cool.
Yep.
So as I was saying, doing some research on you, not a whole lot online. I know that you were the former drummer of Green Day. So give me a little bit of your back history and how you became the drummer for Green Day.
Actually, I was the original drummer for Green Day.
The original.
So,
Okay. Yep.
Billy, Mike, and myself, we started a group when we were young teenagers, and we used to go into. My dad had a custom home, so half of the house was carpeted in the garage, and then the other half was concrete. So he'd come in at the end of his day working in the city, and he'd park his car on the one side, but gave us the other side. And then we had a washer and dryer that we could sit on as well. So people that would watch us would sit on there. And yeah, we started out pretty much in my garage.
And what city was that?
That was in Rodeo, California.
Rodeo, California.
East Bay, yeah.
Gotcha. That's Northern California. Is that where that's at? I'm not familiar with Rodeo, California.
So that's by San Francisco. So like Berkeley, Richmond, Pinole. Do you know where that's at?
Familiar with it. Yeah. I mean, I know.
Vallejo, that little stretch right there. That's where it's from.
Gotcha. And of course, when you say Billy, you're referring to Billy Armstrong, vocalist and guitarist. So it was you, Billy, and who else at that time?
Mike Duran.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you guys start off in your garage, you form this band. What happens from there and what starts to transpire for you guys? And at that point in time, you guys weren't known as Green Day. Is that correct?
Correct.
It was Sweet
Correct.
Children.
We were
Sweet Children.
Well,
right?
we were actually Blood Rage first, and then we became Sweet Children, and I don't know, everything else in between.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we even had one of our buddies, Gene Repetto, who's an amazing guitarist. But his dad used to make stickers and stuff, so he made us a bunch of like Blood Rage stickers and Sweet Children stickers and all that good stuff. No, but so what happened was, we were kids with a lot of drive and ambition, and we all loved music, and we were fortunate enough to have parents that at least got us instruments and got us going, and then we had the God-given talent to make something happen. And I was the guy that always kind of pushed and drove things. That was kind of my role.
Gotcha. So how old were you at the time when Sweet Children was formed?
So I moved to my father's house in Rodeo when I was 12, and left Green Day when I was like 18.
Okay. When did it go from Sweet Children to Green Day?
They did at the end of it, and that's so there was a lot of things that I didn't even get credit for, and that's kind of the way things go. I don't know what transpired there, but I can't tell you the whole story because I'm getting ready to write a book about it. But let's just put it this way: I didn't get kicked out by any means. I left,
Okay.
and they have a documentary that they put out called what's it called? It's called Turn It Around, and
Okay.
it's out right now. You can buy it on DVD or rent it, or all the platforms and all that stuff. But it's the story of East Bay Punk and how it started, and it's narrated and has Iggy Pop and everybody in it, all the guys we all grew up with and hung out with. And I'm in that movie a few times with them. And if you actually get the DVD, there's a deleted scene called Raj's Drums.
Okay.
And I encourage people to watch that.
Okay.
It's pretty fun.
Have to check that out.
But Yeah, and then we just we started out playing in garages, and then going to house parties and doing house parties, and then there was a guy named Paul Bailoff that was the lead singer for a band called Exodus, and he was running this place called the Rock on Broadway, and it was hard as young guys trying to even get into these places, nonetheless play them, right? So I kind of got a little relationship going with Paul, and I got us booked into. I'll tell you, this story was kind of cool. Actually, got us booked into this the place called the Rock on Broadway, and that same night, the Beastie Boys, back when they were like punk, were playing over at the Stone, place called the Stone.
Okay.
And their crowd wasn't so good, and everybody ended up coming over and watching us play over at the Rock on Broadway, and we tore it up, man.
That's very cool, man. That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what year would that have been? Do you remember? I guess when the Beastie Boys were just starting to come up, huh?
Yeah, so that would have been like what, 87 maybe?
Okay, gotcha. So when did it actually transform from Sweet Children to Green Day? When did Green Day become Green Day? What year
They
would
did
that have
that
been?
they did that when they got with Larry Livermore from uh, what's the name of that? Lookout Records
Okay.
is when they did.
So any idea what year that would have been?
We had recorded a bunch of songs, a whole album and stuff, and we did that in Crockett, actually, and mysteriously the whole album disappeared.
Okay. What do you think happened?
So I don't think it disappeared. It went into stuff that's known today. So
Okay, gotcha. So basically, you're not on good terms with, or you left on what it sounds like is basically bad terms with Green Day. Is that correct?
no, I wouldn't say it was bad terms. We just we went different directions, and I mean, we've definitely been in touch since then. I used to, call them, get tickets to all their shows, and hang out and all that stuff. I'm still really good friends with family members, brothers and sisters of theirs. Every once in a while, I'll reach out, and they'll give me passes and stuff to go to the shows. And
Yeah.
no, it's not like that. It's just all the credit that should have been due, and like you said, it's hard to find stuff, should be more than that, because it all starts somewhere. And where did it start? It started together in my garage. And the day I met Billy, I knew he had immense talent, man. Like, he was just, I mean, ever since he was a kid, he had this little record out from Scalise Music, this little single that he had out, and the kid was like just amazing at that point, right? Now he's turned into this super megastar that he deserves, because he is very talented, and I love those guys to death. I wish I could bring everything together. I'm the type of guy that likes to bring things back together, I mean, thank goodness maybe I wasn't in it and I did leave, because who knows where my life could have been. And I would, every day is my Green Day now. So
Yeah. When you were with those guys, I know not for a very long time, what kind of success did you guys have as y'all were just starting out?
I mean, we got to play a bunch of shows, got booked, play a bunch of things. We were definitely wanted, and we definitely rocked.
Were you just playing? Yeah. Were you guys just playing pretty much in the Bay Area at that time, or were you all going out to other parts of California too?
We were playing out in the Bay Area.
Gotcha. So why'd you leave?
I can't tell you.
Come on, Raj. Give me something, dude. I mean, give me a little something here, man.
No, so at that time, the music industry is tough, right?
Sure.
And there's a lot that comes with it and stuff. And I wanted to, I guess I wanted to work and grow up. And so I continued on my path of construction, and had a pretty good career with that as well. And then never stopped playing. And diversified myself with different styles of music so that I could have different opportunities. And that's why now I get calls from, Cola, Dr. Dre's boy Curtis Young. I play with the guys from guys that have been Tribal Seeds, all kinds of uh, artists that I get to play with and perform with, and I also write and produce music. So
Okay. Doesn't really answer the question as to why you left, but that's okay. We will wait for the book whenever that comes out. When is the book coming out?
I don't know exactly when it's coming out yet. It's just in the early stages right now,
Okay.
but I will keep you in the loop with that.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. So you leave the band. You mentioned construction. Do you go straight to construction when you leave the band, or are you still doing music after you leave and playing the drums?
I mean, I've always played music since the day I was 4 years old. I picked up sticks, you know what I mean? So I always continued, but it wasn't, um, I thought it was more a dream than a reality, right?
Okay.
You know, you put in all this work and you get from this, you get to this, you know, thing to this, to this, to this, to this, you know, and I mean, it's just, and at that time I wanted to make money and be able to provide for myself.
Yeah.
And,
But you didn't join another band after you left, or did you join another band?
I mean, eventually I did, but
Yeah.
not right after.
Yeah. So right after is when you went straight into construction. Is that what you did after that?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
correct.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Um, well, let's go back a little bit, Raj. Let's go back to, I guess, 1994. What are you doing in 1994, Raj? That's a while back. Do you remember what you were doing then?
Ooh. I was definitely playing music
Yeah.
and still doing construction, but playing in a band and, you know, playing in local
Yeah.
dive bars and all kinds of stuff during that time.
Yeah. Gotcha. So 1994, obviously, I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. 1994, obviously, Dookie gets released by Green Day. I mean, they hit the scene, man, and just explode with songs like, When I Come Around, Longview, Basket Case, Welcome to Paradise. As you're sitting back watching this, Raj, what are you thinking to yourself, man, as you're seeing Green Day explode?
Oh man, a few things actually, Cliff, right? So first of all, I felt a bit of, that should have been me, right? You know, there's always that. And then there's the part that was like, I was so happy and proud of them, of what they have accomplished and what they pushed through to gain, that I was overjoyed for them, you know, and it was good stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was good stuff. Yeah, for sure. I mean, they definitely hit the scene and, exploded. That's for sure.
I mean, it just went to show Billy's songwriting. He's an amazing songwriter. So
Yeah. I got to ask, Raj, is that one of those situations, and I'm just going to keep it real with you, man, because I'm curious, right? Green Day obviously goes on to have enormous success. I kind of almost maybe look at this as, and I don't think this occurred, and Green Day certainly not as big as U2, right? But I couldn't imagine.
Green Day might be bigger than U2 in some aspects. I mean,
You
they
think
do
so?
have a musical. They have a musical on Broadway.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes a lot right there, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know what you're going to ask me. You're gonna ask me the emotions that I went through with it. Is that what you're going to ask me?
Well, I was going to say I'd be like the guy that, that leaves U2 or whatever it may be. And like I said, I'm just keeping it real with you. I mean, do you go through life, or have you looked at life and gone, oh my God, man, what was I? I mean, do you look back? Because I would think that would just be a normal human reaction to do.
I've done that a billion times, but let me tell you this really cool story.
Yeah.
Okay. So Billy and Mike give me these tickets to this show in Seattle that I went and watched them. And I was in these really freaking awesome seats that they had given me out there. And then I had backstage passes as well, right? And I'm sitting in the crowd and I'm watching. And all of a sudden, I get this rage of emotion that runs through me. And I just burst out like a little baby in tears.
Mm-hmm.
But these tears are tears of, oh, fuck, what did I do? But they were also, wow, this is incredible. So like I say, I don't have any resentment or anything like that. I wish them the world of success,
Sure.
but I also hope that they would wish me the world of success and, kind of give the credit where it is due. That's the only thing I would ask. So there's no bitter feelings there.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Interesting, man. So what do you do at that point in time? What are you doing around? I know I already asked you this, but like 1994, when Green Day pretty much hits the scene and explodes. Are you thinking at that point in time of maybe jumping back into music, just kind of watching what they've done and maybe trying to get back in, or maybe replicate what they're doing, or get back into the scene
No,
yourself?
no, see, because I kept playing and I still, was recording and doing things with other projects. So it's not like I just stopped. I mean, I continued music. Um, but at that point, I think they did Lollapalooza, and I just reached out to them and said, "Hey, I want to come hang out with you guys at Lolla." And sure enough, they hooked me up with passes, and I went and checked them out, and we hung out and had a good day.
That's cool. When's the last time you talked to Billy Joe?
It's been a while since I talked to Billy. I talked to Mike more frequently than Billy.
Gotcha. And current drummer right now, is that Trey Cool? Is that who that is?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha. And before him, it was John Kiffmeyer.
Yeah, for a short period. That
For,
that whole thing, yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Um, what do you think about Trey?
Spinal tap of drummers with Green Day.
Yeah, right. What do you think about Trey Cool as a drummer?
Oh, he's a great drummer. He does amazing for what they do.
Yeah. Um, who do you like out there as drummers? Being a drummer yourself, who do you like?
Well, of course, God rest his soul, Neil Peart, right? Of course. I love Carter Buford, Dave Weckl. Phew, God, there's just so many great drummers out there, and now these newcomers are like just like, what in the heck did COVID create? Like created these kids and stuff that are just freaking phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I know it's
Blow
crazy.
my mind.
Yeah, right. What do you think about Travis Barker of Blink 182?
Parker's cool.
Yeah. Do you know him?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. How do you know him? What's that relationship like?
Oh, do I know him? I thought you
Yeah.
said, do I know him?
Oh no, I meant, do you
Um,
know him just in your, just
I
through
mean,
your?
I've seen him at shows and stuff, but it's not like we're buds or anything
Yeah,
with
gotcha.
Travis.
Um, Being the former drummer of Green Day, what do you think about, when you look back on it, Dookie Nimrod, Insomniac? What do you think about that catalog and their music? Are you into it, or are you not into it?
People say people are sellouts, but what you have to remember is the only thing they're selling out of is stadiums and merchandise and everything else. I mean, there's a sound, right? There's a formula that radio kind of has. There's a certain sound, a certain niche, certain everything, right? It's kind of like cookie cutter. So um, I think they followed the grid and they did what they had to do. Obviously, their albums were very successful, so they must have done something right.
Yeah.
I'd like to get in a room and jam with Billy and Mike again. I mean, we always had fun. So
Yeah. Um, what type of music are you into yourself?
I'm into all types of music. Uh, like I said, I do a lot of rock, write a lot of rock albums. I do a lot of hip hop, um, rap, some country.
Do you just play the drums, or do you play any other instruments?
So I write a lot. I write a lot of music, and I can play the keyboards a little bit and guitar a little bit and all that stuff. I do enough to be dangerous to where I can write songs, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
so, so, and then of course you can use your plugins and VSTs and write as well MIDI and stuff like that. So like I said, I've written a lot of albums, and I just wrote an album for a band called Rise of the Kings that I created that um, kind of working and trying to get Cola to do something with me with that project.
Gotcha.
So
Cool. You say Cola, that would also be Kid Sensation, who's been on this podcast. How do you know him, and what's that relationship like?
I met Cola through Nems, his agent,
Right.
and Lori, my publicist, and those two are been friends for like 18 years or what have you. So we've got a lot of great opportunities, and they're the people that are just so amazing, and they put everybody together. And the universe, I believe, puts people together. So Cole and I had done. We were both invited to a celebrity poker tournament in Tacoma, and that's where I had originally met him,
Okay.
and then I've met him a few times since, and then yeah, we're putting some stuff together right now. We're playing together on this Saturday. We're gonna be doing this year's celebrity poker tournament.
That's cool, man. Can you talk about that a little bit about what you guys are putting together? What are y'all putting together?
Well, we're just putting together some music and doing some of his stuff, and we're just kind of putting the relationship and all the pieces together. But we're going to be doing some performances this upcoming summer. That should be pretty awesome.
Oh, that's
pretty
very
excited.
Yeah, very cool, man. Is that basically him rapping and you on the drums? Is that basically what that is?
Yeah, with music that we write, right?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool, man. Raj, what do you think about? Just curious, what do you think about streaming services?
I don't think that anybody can live without them today. I mean, it's the only way to make your money. It's not like before, a record company, you could be like just something that they like the look of, right? And they would develop it and turn it into something. Today, it's you got to be a star to even get their attention, or you got to have lots of hits and lots of likes and lots of followers and all that stuff, because it's all about monetization, right?
Yeah,
So these streaming platforms create the way for an artist to get paid nowadays. Not People aren't just going out and buying an album or buying a CD anymore. It's all downloads. So without that, we'd be dead.
yeah, and I don't know enough about it, man, to know how it works as far as payment goes. But I mean, how many streams do you have to have from, say, Spotify to really start generating some money? Do you know?
Yeah, you really need like, it's about 100,000 streams to start with. You would need like, I don't know, what would it be like if you want to make some real money? You got to have like 7 million a month or something like that.
Really, that's a lot.
There's a lot. It's a lot,
Yeah.
right?
Any clue what that pays out? I mean, if you have 7 million a month.
I don't know. I mean, we could look it up.
Yeah, sure. I was just kind of curious if you knew off the top of your head what that number or what that figure would be. Um,
Hey Siri, how much does Spotify pay per view?
there you go.
5 cents.
5 cents. Okay. Yeah, I'd have to do the math on that, but yeah, it takes a lot to really start generating some money.
Yeah.
But I guess too, man, as you know, I guess the other way, because I've often wondered, man, how these people, there's obviously a gazillion bands, right, on Spotify and on streaming services. And I've often wondered how they're generating any money. I guess the other way that you can generate some money is, I guess if you're big enough, is if you tour, right? I mean, there's,
Well, not only that, but they're getting put on people's playlists and stuff like that, right? So let's say you and I have a playlist and now they're playing on that. Well, they're getting those turns and then somebody else is using. So it's all about getting on those playlists.
yeah,
Or placement, movie placement, ad placement, commercials, video games, those kinds of things. That's where the money is really at.
sure, sure.
And of course, touring, you get paid to tour, but really the money is not even in the touring; it's in the merch,
The
right?
merchandise, yeah.
So yeah, it's really getting those movie placements and getting those placements.
Yeah, it's an interesting game, that's for sure. Um, let's go over to radio. What do you think about radio?
Um, I mean, I love radio.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, once again, with all these streaming services, I don't know if a lot of people really listen to the radio that much anymore. I'm not quite sure what the actual statistics are, but I mean, I know I listen to it. You know,
that's wild, dude. I haven't listened to the radio, no lie, probably since 2011. No lie, I have not turned on a radio probably since 2011. I don't know I don't know how radio survives these days. I mean, but there you go. I mean, you say you listen to it all the time. I don't understand the point of it anymore, especially when you have playlists and everything else out there that's so available as far as music goes. And radio
I
is
think
just annoying to me.
I think for me, the reason why I listen to it is to kind of hear what's going on with the world, because I'm always so busy with, you know, writing and doing that stuff. And then also, I own a weed farm here in Oregon as well. So I got that going on. So I'm pretty busy and under a rock a lot of times. So that's why sometimes when I get in my car and have to drive to Portland, I'll just, you know, kick on 107.5 or whatever and listen.
Yeah, gotcha. The weed farm, that sounds interesting. What's that all about?
So I got a recreational weed license here in the state of Oregon.
Okay.
So I grow weed for everybody out there that consumes it, and it gets sold through the dispensaries.
Gotcha. How's that business?
It takes a lot of money to do. People always think you're just going to be a millionaire. You know, oh yeah, grow weed, you're going to be a millionaire. No, it takes a lot of work. It can be finicky. There's a lot of regulations and taxes and everything else involved in it. But I mean, hopefully they make it federally legal here soon, so that it'll make things a lot better.
Yeah. Is it just you involved in that business, or do you have partners or other people that work for you?
I've got a few partners.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Let's go back to music real quick, Raj. Give me your maybe, I don't know, man, top 5 bands.
Ooh. I love Avenged Sevenfold.
Okay.
Um, let's see here. Top. Now that's hard because I like so many different genres of music.
Yeah.
Uh,
Whoever, man. Top 5, top 3, top 4. I don't know. Give me a few more.
uh, Michael Jackson.
There you go. King of pop, man.
Uh,
Can't go wrong with him.
yeah. No, I love Incubus. I like God. Um,
What do you think about Social
Beyonce.
Distortion?
I love Social Distortion. Hell yeah.
Yeah. The Clash?
I like the Clash.
Yeah.
I remember watching them live in San Francisco in Union Square. There, they put on a show back in the day when I was a kid.
Oh, that's very cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the best concert you've ever been to?
I would have to say a Van Halen concert
Okay.
at the Cal Palace
Where's that at?
in the East Bay.
Okay.
And my uncle was with me, and my dad came with me at the time, and he got hit by some weed in the air and had literally fell asleep during a Van Halen concert. I thought that was interesting.
That's pretty funny, man. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty funny. I've seen Van Halen here in Charlotte, and yeah, man, they're fantastic. Raj, Sammy or Eddie? Or sorry, Sammy or David Lee Roth? I apologize.
David Lee Roth.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough one, man.
But I like Sammy for what he does too. But like as far as Van Halen goes, no, that's a David thing.
You think so, man? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean those boys started it out, right?
Yeah. 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 Fantastic band, man. But yeah, that's cool that you're into Incubus. It's a band I'm definitely into as well. Going back a few years, Raj, knowing that you're a music guy, what'd you think about that whole man? And there's a category for it, and there's a genre for it. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But what'd you think about the whole Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park, POD? What'd you think about all that sort of stuff going on?
I love it, dude. I love DJs in with drums. It just it gives it a certain element, and I wish that would come back. It's like I want to bring that back.
Really? You're into that?
I like it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's not for everybody else,
Sure.
but I personally like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah. Of all those bands back then, who do you think did it the best?
Linkin Park.
I think so too, man. Yep. I was going to say the same thing.
I just watched one of their videos the other day, actually, and it was like, man, those guys just gave it up, and they sounded so good live. That's the other thing too. Can you perform your album live? That means everything to me.
Yeah.
You know, how do you sound live?
Yeah, sure. For sure.
Do anything in the studio.
Yeah. Yeah. Those guys were, fantastic. A shame about Chester, that's for sure. But yeah, those guys definitely, of all those genres or of all those bands back then, they were definitely my favorite. And I think they did it the best. Some of the Limp Bizkit stuff is okay. I can't totally get into all of it, but some of it's not too bad. And so yeah, but Incubus too as well. They had a DJ obviously, and yeah, they're fantastic.
Incubus
Man.
is amazing. Those guys are amazing musicians, man. They really are.
Yeah, dig those guys a lot. Going back to the '80s, Raj, any bands that you're into back then? Any new wave bands or anything like
Oh man,
that?
I used to love the Flock of Seagulls, Berlin,
Yeah,
uh, Men at Work. I mean, I loved all those bands. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. First,
Genesis.
yeah, Genesis, of course. Yeah, yeah. Raj, first concert I ever saw was Men at Work in Tampa, Florida at the Sun Dome. And I was about 5 years old. I can't believe my parents let me go with my cousins, but they did. And that was actually the first concert I ever went to was a Men at Work concert. Yep.
I like Men at Work. I did.
Yeah, good band, man, for sure. Any plugs out there, Raj? Anything else? Anything you want to plug? Social media platforms, your book coming up, any music, anything you want to throw out there?
So first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much, and I appreciate each and every one of you, all of my sponsors and endorsers, Sound Synergies, Soul Tone Cymbals. Iki Levy, you're an amazing guy. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I've got my own cymbal line out with them called Outburst. And I created the cymbal line out of 2 series that they had, and it's just absolutely amazing. Sounds just absolutely amazing. Thank you so much over there, Soul Tone and DC California Custom Drums. Thank you so much, Aquarian Drum Heads. Thank you so much. No Nut Cymbal Sleeves. Thank you, Bill, so much. I mean, the list goes on. Like, I'm very grateful for all the opportunities. Lori Nens, thank you so much for all you do for me. Like, it's all about building relationships and getting opportunities, right? And just trying to be the best person you can be. And I'm always trying to be nice and kind and loving. And sometimes it's worked to my advantage, and sometimes it's worked to my deficit, right? Because
Right.
a lot of people mistaken kindness with weakness. But anyhow, I'm going to continue to be the natured person I am, and try to do good things. And thank you for everybody that gives me an opportunity, including yourself, Cliff, to be on this show. You know, like, it's all about taking opportunities, and you never know where those opportunities might land.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for everyone that has still, and helped me endure the dream of getting that plaque on the wall, and it'll get there one day.
There you go, man. I like it. Tell me about your cymbals real quick, Raj. That's kind of interesting. You have your own cymbal line? What's that all
I
about?
do.
What's that all about? Tell me about that.
Here, let me grab one of them real quick.
Okay.
So here's my bell, right?
Okay. Gotcha.
Can you see that?
I got it. Yep. Very cool. Okay.
See the signature insignia on there and all that?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so
Cool.
this is my Outburst series. So what I did was I took it's by a company named Soul Tone. Okay,
Cool.
they're handmade in Turkey. And that's the series called Outburst.
Okay.
There's the signature series part of it. That's the Hindu Om. And what I did was, which means infinite love. And what I did was I took it and I made, like, myself, I'm the timekeeper, so I made it like a time clock going around, right? 12
Cool.
points. And then it's got my signature series on it, of course. But I took the Explosion and the Extreme series and created this. And Extreme Explosion is also known as an outburst, which kind of explains me and my playing. So these are all hand hammered, beautiful cymbals. I'm going to start marketing the crap out of these. So yeah.
Very cool, man. So people can buy those?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Like, where can they buy them?
I'm going to start putting up links and stuff, and you can get them through Soul Tone as well, directly through the Soul Tone thing. But I'd rather people go through me, so I'm going to be putting up links here shortly.
Oh, very cool, man. I know nothing about drum cymbals, Raj. What does a drum cymbal like that cost? I have no clue.
Like that bell itself was like $400. Brass isn't cheap,
Yeah.
you know.
And what about the cymbal that you showed? How much does something like that go for?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like this one right here, and it weighs a lot. Like, it might seem like a little cymbal, but it really weighs a lot. It's solid brass.
Okay.
It's a 7-inch bell, and this bell I want to say retails for like 300 and some bucks.
Okay. Cool, man. Very cool. Very cool. Sweet, man. And yeah, dude, you mentioned her earlier. Shout out to Nims for very sweet lady for hooking up this.
Amazing.
Yeah,
lady.
man. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Very sweet lady. Very personable. She's fantastic. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely a shout out to her. Raj, any Instagrams, any Facebook pages, anything else you want to throw out there?
If you want to go to drummer Raj Punjabi on Instagram and give me a follow, I'd appreciate it. I don't even know what my tag is on Facebook here. Let's see here.
I know, man. It's hard to keep up with all that stuff.
It's just Raj Punjabi with the blue check. So if you want to follow on that, thank you so much. And there's going to be a lot going on this summer, so it'd be pretty fun to follow.
Rock on. Dig it, man. I like it. Raj, cool, man. Any final thoughts? Anything else you want to add?
I just want to tell you once again, thank you for the opportunity, and keep doing what you're doing. And can't wait to be on here again. Maybe next time I won't stumble so much.
Cool, man. No, you're all good, man. We'll get you back on at some point in time. So yeah, definitely. Well, cool, man. Raj, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come on the show, man. Thank you so much, and best of luck to you the rest of the way. And let's stay in touch, and we'll get you back on.
But thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Raj. Peace out, man.
Peace.
Peace.